Bally Sports Network. You know it's a party when you got Roc Nation and Warehouse Music in the building. Recording artist Memphis Bleek joins us on Bally Sports Network. What's up, sir?
What's up, fam? I'm good, man. Hope everybody out there good.
Everybody's doing good. Living legend. I got to start with this, man. I was scrolling through your Instagram recently. I saw a diamond-encrusted Rocafella Records chain given to you by Jay-Z with a note from Jay that said, "Thanks for everything." On a scale of 1 to 10, how cool was that?
Oh, come on. It's a 20. Easy 20. It's an easy 20. That's my brother. So, you know, to be a part of history with him, you know, it's a blessing. He made 50 pieces for everybody that played the part or was involved with Reasonable Doubt, the album. You know, as we just celebrated the 25-year celebration of it being out, and here we are. So he sent out the pieces to everybody that was involved with the project.
So as my late grandmother would say, learn me something. Who were those 24 other people, can you name, that got the chain as well?
50, not 24, it's 50.
So it was 50 people.
Yeah, so, you know, from my understanding, I know DJ Premier received one right now, Tone Hooker from Original Flavor, Just Blaze, who else? One of the publicists and the girls who ran our street team, Omieli. Like, you know, a lot of people that was behind the scenes, not only celebrities got them, but, you know, a lot of interns, street team, a lot of people that was involved received the pendant.
Rocafella Records was the standard in my mind when you look at today's indie artists. I feel like you guys were ahead of your time in that regard. Could you guys actually, or do you think there's a chance that someone could at least come close to replicating what you guys did in the 90s and early 2000s?
You can't repeat history, so you already know, like, come close. I hope someone does, but I hope they pass what we did, you know? Because to repeat what we did is just to be a carbon copy, to be just copying us. I would rather somebody take what we did and go further than we did, you know? Like, do it bigger, take it to the next level, something that because this was only a dream that started in the projects. You know, we never thought it would become this. So if someone else can take that dream and take it to the next level, that'll be a blessing to see as well.
Marcy Projects, where you are from, you grew up with Jay-Z. Many people, particularly in sports, when they make hip hop and sports references, often compare you to the Bulls that achieved 2 3-peats. You guys had a roster that included Jay-Z, yourself, at times Kanye West, the Diplomats, and Jim Jones, Cameron, Beanie Siegel, and others. When you look at Rocafella Records, do you see a comparison between the Chicago Bulls and yourselves?
No way.
Why?
We ain't go for a 3-peat. We went for a 20-peat. We ran 20 summers, man.
That's fair.
You know, we ran 20 summers. Like, if Chicago would have went for a 20-peat, we might be the, what's my man from the Celtics, man? Even though I'm not a Boston fan, but he got like about 12 or 15 rings or something. You know, we up there. Well, we ran 20 summers, man.
I think the person that you're referring to, if I'm not mistaken, is probably Bill Russell. So you're comparing Rocafella Records to Bill Russell.
Definitely. We Bill Russell of the industry, man. We got all the rings, man.
I think that's a fair comparison. You being from Brooklyn, the Nets have made splashes, have made waves. What did you think of their season this past year?
Oh, man, it was mediocre. It came up short, for sure. There's nothing less but short. But injuries, you know, plagued the team. This year, we got to go forward, man. You know, it's Brooklyn. And my heart is torn in 2 places because I grew up watching the NBA, of course. I was a Dominique Wilkins fan when everybody was a Michael Jordan fan. Mm-hmm. You know, I wanted to dunk like Dominique. So that was my thing coming up. And, like, sports to me now, I feel like I'm involved in a personal way because I love Brooklyn now because not only is Brooklyn, Kevin Durant there, that's my homie. You know, he invited me to games. We partied a few times. So now it's like a friendship bond there to where I have to root for him. So when he plays somebody like LeBron, it's almost like I can't even watch the game because they're both my homies.
Memphis, when did you first meet LeBron James?
When he was first coming out of high school to the NBA. I met him in New York.
So I'm guessing that was probably the blackout game at Rucker Park.
Yes.
it's like urban legend. There were people on call. I've heard Jamal Crawford. I've heard Steve Nash. I've heard Shaq. What were your recollections of Jay-Z's S. Carter team playing against Fat Joe's team at Rucker Park?
We never played.
I know, but leading up to it, because of the blackout, what do you remember?
Oh, man, we was going to crush them boys. That's what I remember. We was ready. We was on the bus. We had Braun, everybody on the bus. And everybody was speculating if he was there because, you know, he didn't get off the bus. But we had the team ready, man. You know, it was unfortunate circumstances caused us to postpone the game. They said we forfeited, but that wasn't really the case.
Did it bother you and lean back when Fat Joe said not even Pee Wee Kirkland couldn't imagine this? His team didn't have to win a championship. Did that bother you?
No. It's just music, man. No, I never take no lyrics personal.
So this is kind of breaking news because I feel like there's been a lot of speculation. LeBron was on that bus.
That's a fact, 100%.
Okay.
That's a fact.
I'm glad we cleared that up. Shifting topics. Verzuz. Recently, Dipset and the Diplomats and D-Block, the Locks, they competed on Verzuz. Who were you going for?
D-Block all day, man. Like, you know, I grew up a Locks fan. You know, I remember after I did It's All Right with Jay-Z, I remember the first time hearing the Locks with Biggie, God bless this, you know, God bless, on the Clue tape. It was one of the songs, Bad Boy, What You Want to Do. And I remember hearing Jadakiss say, y'all dudes is like yellow lights, I'm running through y'all. From that point on, I knew I got to go sharpen my sword because these kids ain't playing, man. So Kiss, Ben, Body and stuff, Styles P only got better, Sheik Luch only got better, and as them as a group, come on. There's no group in history of hip-hop that remained that camaraderie for so long and never had no public spats, nothing.
What could have saved Dipset in that Verzuz?
Rehearsal. Rehearsal. Kids, this is why you go to rehearsal. Rehearsal is not for you to know the lyrics. It's for the DJ to know the cue, the sound man to know the cue, the light man to know the angle. It's for everybody involved with the show to give you a perfect, you know, display of a performance. Like, if you really look at it from my perspective, Dipset was ready for a club and the Locks was ready for Madison Square Garden. So,
tell me something. I remember in college listening to You, Me, Him, Her on the Dynasty album, which was a compilation. People get that twisted. That wasn't a J album. That was a compilation.
He took it from us. He yoked us for it.
Who would be a worthy opponent against Rocafella in the Verzuz?
Worthy opponent. See, you know, now with God bless DMX, I would have said Rough Riders, but you know, he's no longer here. So in that case, I would have to say like a Bad Boy. Maybe. I don't really think anybody can go toe-to-toe for us because that's why people don't even go with me. You know, nobody ain't called me out for a Verzuz yet. Because when they go through that catalog, they realize there's too much nuclear bombs in there. They like, no, hold on, we got to stop. Mm-hmm. So they might try to, you know, put some technicals in there, technicalities that I can and cannot do in the Verzuz.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when I look at the Dipset lineup versus the Locks lineup, I feel like Jada lyrically was an assassin. I look at Dipset respectfully. I feel like Cam was the best lyrically, but I feel like if it was to be Bad Boy versus Rocafella, you have Jay rapping, but like Diddy and Jay do two different things. Jay is more of the student of the game. See, Diddy is the, what you gonna say?
It couldn't be live in studio versus that. It would just have to be a catalog. Because like I said, a lot of people is not here, you know, to defend their throne and perform and show you, give their best performance. So there's really no one that can compete against us in the physical form.
I agree, and I feel like catalog is what really ran the Locks out the building because they had stuff with Mariah Carey. They had stuff with Jennifer Lopez. They had stuff for girls. I'm bipartisan. I like both for different reasons, but when you compare catalogs, I think you're so right about Bad Boy and Rocafella because, like you said, 20 summers, you had it moving.
Yeah, Bad Boy ran about 20 summers till we came. So they was introduced to Rocafella. Then
For
we
sure.
took.
For sure. Would you like to see a Jay-Z Nas versus?
It's no comparison. It's
Why?
not gonna, because Nas don't have enough songs to compete. And there's no disrespect to him, he just don't. Like, he just don't. Jay can battle somebody with just his B-sides concert catalog. And it's still better than people A-side.
Who is Jay's equal then if you were to do a versus?
Like I said, it would have to be somebody like Big. That was his only competition that I ever seen that he even felt was competition. You know what I'm saying? Like, that he knew when they went and did not Dead Presidents, when they went and did the record with the back and forth on the Reasonable Doubt, Brooklyn's Finest. Like, Jay knew, like, I had to go in this studio with the best of me ever, because I'm rhyming with one of the best from Brooklyn, and I'm not gonna let this dude try to dog walk me on no record. So, you know.
I sat down with Clark Kent on my podcast a couple years ago, and he actually discussed how he got Jay and Big to do Brooklyn's Finest. Were you in the studio that night?
No, I wish I could have been there. Because I heard there's two versions, that it was supposed to be verse for verse, and after Big heard Jay verse, he was like, nah, bro, we gonna do this line for line. So I heard the story, but I wish I could have been there to, you know, capture the moment.
Warehouse Records, you got an artist that you're promoting right now. Tell me more about what you're doing on the ownership level after being a talented artist for so many years.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my part. They say give back, right? Like, give back where you started from. So my passion with music, like, you know, I stopped rapping and got into the liquor business, promoting Duce, the brand, driving it to where we are today. And then, you know, my passion with music has never died. So once I linked up with my partner, Debo, we formed the company Warehouse. And then, you know, just we dibbled and dabbled in artists. I had Casanova. I had a kid from, you know, from Florida, famous kid Brick. And then we stumbled across Huey V, which is a phenomenal talent, man. Is one of a kind from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Could you believe it? I would never think I would find an artist from Milwaukee, but then what he's speaking is just different, man. It's the passion in his music, the vulnerability in his music, and then just like being so young, it's like he's destined to be great, man. It's like, I almost wish he would have joined us when I was still young gunning out there with him, because I would be with him.
Is the transition from artist to talent scout to ownership hard?
Yes,
Why?
definitely. It looks easy from, you know, the outside looking in, but it's a lot of sleepless nights, man. It's a lot of strategizing. You know, a lot of planning, and plans don't come to fruition, or plans don't go as you plan, you know. So, and then it's finding artists who listen. That's the hardest part. Artists think they know it all. It's almost like raising kids, and they don't want to take advice from a parent. And from my perspective, it's like, bro, I've been everywhere you've been. I've seen everything you think you're gonna see. How would you not want to take advice from me? So that's what separates Huey from everybody else too. Huey became like a family member. He lives with us now.
No, that's real. Biff, tell me something. How did you get the name Memphis Bleek?
Oh man, being in Memphis, my first time ever traveling to Memphis, I was with Jay-Z for a concert. I was maybe about like 15 years old, and they had some girl out there. And the girl, when we got, like, she was the tour manager, like director. She picked us up from the airport and everything. And when she picked us up, she was like, yo, I want to welcome y'all to Making Easy Money, Pimpin' Hoes in Style, Tennessee. So, you know, me, 15 years old, like, And Jay, we just had a conversation prior to that, probably like two weeks to that, where he was like, yo, you can't just come out with an album that's Bleek. Nobody gonna buy an album, yo, Bleek. He's like, it gotta be something else to it. So then when I heard that, I was like, yo, I'm gonna put that together, Memphis Bleek. Word.
I'm Young Memphis, call me the apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
That's that line. What's your dream collaboration?
B.I.G. Because I had a conversation with him when Jay performed at the Apollo, And, you know, me and Big was backstage smoking, and I remember telling him I'm working on my album. I would love to get a feature with him. And he looked at me and was like, yo, Bleek, anything, man. It's Brooklyn. Anything for Brooklyn, baby. And it never happened. Hands down, that would have been my dream collaboration.
Wow. That's real. Tell me something. We are a sports programming. I got to get your input on something.
What's up?
So last year, I sat down with Stephon Marbury. And there's that line from La La La. Don't confuse me with Marbury out this run up on me at the light. You could lose your life. He responded to Jay, and he said a bit. Where does this beef with Jay and Stephon Marbury stem from?
A beef ain't no beef. Remember, something has to happen to somebody for it to be a beef. Mm-hmm. Remember, Steph is a ball player, man. He's a good guy. Like, something happened to you, we rapped about it. It's
right.
Cool. Get over it. Let it go, man. Like, you're not who. In his mind, he Bishop and Juice. But in the physical, you Stephon Marbury, baby. Just chill. It's cool. It's all right to be the cool guy. Not everybody is the tough guy.
Fair enough. Beanie Siegel recently discussed feeling as though he was part of a family with Rocafella, and I know him and Jay have had issues in the past. Where is your relationship with Beanie Siegel?
Oh, we still good, bros. Like, you know, we did a couple Rocafella reunion shows recently, one in Virginia, one in Connecticut. That's still my partner, you know, all of them. Freeway, Petey Crack, the Young Guns, Chris and Neef. You know, all of them still the homies, you know. I grew up with them guys, man. So you can't erase, like I said, you can't change, you can't erase history, man.
Is it difficult for you as an artist and being the right-hand man of one of the best recording artists ever to separate yourself as the man and the talent, or is it easier to get stuff across because of who you're connected to?
I think the expectation of people of me, because who I'm connected to, they expect me to move a certain way. But because who I am, it don't matter who I'm connected to. I am who I am. So my message gets across very genuine because I'm a genuine person. Like I come with no malice. I'm not here to step on no toes or rob nobody to get where I'm at. I'm where I'm at without having to do any of that. So if someone don't want to listen to the message, that's their loss.
Sitting courtside at a Nets game became a status symbol, particularly when the Nets were still in East Rutherford, New Jersey, at then the Continental Airlines Arena. I often share with people from a business perspective that sitting courtside at games is almost like playing golf with your friends because you're able to discuss business deals. From your estimation, what's the best business deal that you ever constructed sitting courtside at a Nets game?
This was one that nobody know. The best courtside deal that I think I struck is with Jay, convincing him to let me get the Scott Storch produced Murder, Murder, Marcyville record that we put on my album featuring Beanie Siegel. Because that was just a freestyle he did, and he threw it away. And I'm like, yo, bro, I need that record for my album. So I had to convince him to rewrite his verse, and we did it over, and we put it on the album. So that's a big one.
We got time. Any more?
No, not I can think on the top. That one just on the top because I remember us actually being at a Nets game, and I'm like, yo, bro, we need to put that song on the album. We can't waste that one.
That's real. NFTs have become a thing. Damon Dash and Jay have kind of been going at it publicly. When you look at the intellectual space that is hip hop, it's new. Sports kind of was the thing over the last year with it. Do you think that hip hop is still learning that? And what part are you going to play in those whole business deals with NFTs?
Man, I'm trying to understand it myself right now, man. I don't even know what an NFT really is. I know it's a non-fungible token, but I don't even know what that is. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some NFT savvy guy. I have one of my old artists, Living Proof, that was under me on Get Low. He recently got into all this coin and Coinbase and all this stuff, and he was telling me that I needed to do some NFTs. And he told me I need to get rid of my yellow Averex from the first album, that I could give that away as an NFT. But I don't even know how, where to begin, who to talk to, where to start. So it's something I'm learning, and trust me, I definitely I'm interested in making money the legal way.
You've been around a long time. You've been legit a long time. It better be the legal way.
Right. You know, as long as NFT, I ain't robbing nobody, send it over, baby.
Tell me something. Too Short told me that he knows that Jay-Z wrote the song, the Blow the Whistle diss track, to potentially lure LeBron James to join the New Jersey Nets back in 2010. It was a diss track, I guess, towards the Washington Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
How close do you think LeBron was to potentially signing with the Nets back then in 2010?
Nowhere near. Nowhere near. Nowhere near, man. Braun had his mind set when he was leaving Cleveland, what he was doing. Him, Bosh, Wade, and them spoke about that. They was kind of upset Carmelo didn't join them because he was supposed to be in on that one. He knew where he was going. There was no way he was coming to Brooklyn.
At the time, New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey.
How far ahead did you know he was going to Miami before he made the announcement?
Oh, I didn't. I knew the day of when he announced it, then it made sense. But I didn't know. Anybody thought, you know, you're gonna re-up, get the Supermax contract. Well, he left on the table something like $300 million, something crazy. So it was always a thought, like, spoke about in the industry, that he would go and team up with Wade and them. But you know, only he can make that decision, and only he knew at the end of it. Michael
Jordan and Jay-Z often have, you know, I don't even want to say often, they have a mutual respect for one another, just for what they do in their profession. When or where were you the first time you met Michael Jordan, and what was that experience like?
I never met Michael Jordan.
Are you serious?
I'm super serious. I never ever met Michael Jordan. Never seen the man once in my life.
Really?
Yeah, never met him. I promise you, never met. I met Magic Johnson, everybody in the game. Never met him.
One of the things that I have found interesting about your journey, and I've heard it, I did my homework, when you would go on tour with Rocafella, you often would stay behind for a few days. And you would use that time while you were in different cities to build relationships with other people, whether that was getting extra touring money, whether that was hanging out with the ladies, whatever it was. Yeah. You being on your own on tour and venturing in different cities, how did that prepare you? I feel like that was your college experience.
Yeah, man. I would honestly say that was some of the best times of my life, is when the tour bus would leave. It was almost like all the security, the protection, all of the parenting, the people who tell you what you could and could not do, they're all gone. So now it's a green light to do whatever I want in the city. Introduce me to whoever moving, whoever shaking, show me where it's at. And I done built relationships from Africa to New Zealand off that.
Last question. You and I talked off camera about the Black album, and specifically the Fade to Black movie. I watched that throughout my college career. I finished in 5 years. When you look back at hip hop's ability to sell out a concert at Madison Square Garden within seconds, within minutes, are you amazed? Do you think that you guys were ahead of your time back in 2003, 2004?
No, I think we opened the door for that, because now all these artists are selling out arenas. Look at J. Cole. J. Cole sold out the Garden, the Barclays, he 2-3 times a night in a row. You know what I'm saying? So I think we opened the door for it. You know, social media being the driving force to get the word out to so many people at the same time, like simultaneously. It just, Jay was the one who opened the door to let people know it's possible, because before that, you had to have 17 names on the bill to even get the theater of Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was cool, man. I remember at the beginning of the Fade to Black movie, it was Michael Buffer, you know, announcing Jay. He in his jersey, the Mitchell and Ness jersey, went up into the rafters. And then you had Beyonce teasing you. Yeah, we at Madison Square. We gotta be repping. We gotta do. I just remember that fanfare, and I remember Questlove saying, "We gotta treat this like it's Boston." Game 7, Boston.
That's right. That's how we got to perform, baby. Everybody got to be on their A game. Nobody be a hero. Just do your job.
I like it, brother. Well, listen,
Right.
I got to get back to my desk, but thanks for spending a few minutes with us, man. Warehouse Music, Rock Nation, you're in there like swimwear.
Thank you so much, my brother, man. You take care. Continue doing your thing, man.
My man, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Peace.
Later.